excited to be spending time talking about one of my favorite things to talk about, and that is, of course, making money online, and specifically about the opportunities surrounding lead generation online. As you can see here from our quite long-winded and wordy title here, we're talking about a multi-billion-dollar opportunity in lead generation. And specifically, we're going to be talking about a true business blueprint that you can use to not just talk high-minded about the concept of lead generation, but to talk about how you can make money, and it can be done in a very easy way. The good news. So we all know lead gen and affiliate marketing is here. It's growing, only getting bigger. You can see we're supported by a good, reputable research company and Forrester's down there. It's not going anywhere. I'm telling you, these companies, especially in lean times like today, if you're in the business of selling auto insurance, if you're in the business of selling new roofs, if you're in the business of air conditioning units, whatever it might be, that's enough to focus on. You have your hands full running that business. For anybody to expect that somebody who's good at putting in an HVAC unit to then go out and figure out Google AdWords, or Twitter or Pinterest, or anything, it's not going to happen. They're never going to do that. So if there's a given company, and let's go with an HVAC unit installer, because we're going to talk a little bit about that later on this evening, if they know that they can pay $100 to acquire a lead, and by the way, they can pay a lot more than that, but if they can acquire a lead for acquire a sale for $100, and they know that their sales agents are closing at 10%, all day long, they will buy leads at $10. And if you find the way to generate your leads that convert a little bit better, maybe they convert at 20%, they're going to pay you $20. It's a simple mathematical formula. And when lead gen is the primary goal. We took this study, we took a snippet from this study that eMarketer did, and as you can see here, they were surveyed with all the different things that these businesses and these marketing professionals are looking for, and increased lead flow was the biggest thing that they wanted. They just want to tee people up so they can then take them to their sales team and work their metrics and then do what they're best at. Lead gen as an opportunity from the marketing perspective, it's easier. Frankly, it's an easier quote-unquote sale. If you're trying to push some offer where somebody has to buy something, and they have to take out a credit card, they have to take out their checkbook, and they have to physically buy something, the ability to get them to that point is far more difficult than just to get them fill out a lead form. So filling out a lead form is really the beginning of the funnel. So if you can imagine that sales process to be a funnel, well, when somebody comes in as a lead, at least in the U.S., the average graduate is saddled with about $27,000 in debt. So then the EDU, the university or University of Phoenix or DeVry University or some of these online businesses, and they are businesses, don't get me wrong, they're really looking to sell a product for about $27,000-ish. And then on top of that, they obviously are financing the debt. So there's more money to be made there. And you can bet that they're willing to buy those leads for a lot, hundreds of dollars, depending upon the lead. And there's all different types of criteria upon which people will pay more for the lead. Auto insurance. Another reason why some of these big categories that we listed here are so big is because they're so scalable. You don't need to have a brick and mortar location set up in all 50 states. You can service and provide and issue an auto insurance policy from one central call center in Bangladesh or in Omaha. It doesn't matter. If the leads are flowing in, and typically the next step when the leads come in, obviously, is for the sales agents to call them. And if they figure out that formula that I referenced earlier and they know what their closing ratio is, it's a matter of just putting the foot on the gas and scaling. And these big categories, so here are the secrets. And, I don't know, but obviously there's a lot of detail to this business, don't get me wrong. But if you really look at it, it comes down to three central themes. It's traffic, technology, and buyers. When you put all those together in the right formula, you can make a lot of money. And I don't know how many NC2A basketball fans we have on the line here, but John Wooden, who is a famed coach of UCLA, the winningest coach in NC2A basketball, he focused on the basics. He focused on the fundamentals. He focused on layups, and he focused on just foul shots. That was it, and that was his key to success. So when you really kind of don't get lost in all of the many details that exist in this business, and you always remind yourself about the central themes, and you make sure you're focusing your time on that which you are best suited to focus your time on. I mean, we all have strengths in this world, right? I mean, I'm a lot better at some things than I am at others. My wife would be the first to tell you. So admitting that and realizing that and knowing where to focus your time is key. And in today's day and age, there are so many traffic opportunities that abound that, frankly, I feel this is where most people in this business really need to focus. Okay, there are the Instagrams of the world, the Pinterest, we all know Twitter, it hasn't been around for that long. Mobile is just so emerging and new. When you can find nuances within all of these different methodologies, this is how you win. And that is a full-time business. You can spend a lot of time finding something, and when you find the right key, you find the right email element, you find the right social media key, that can take up your time. If you're spending your time doing other things, it's going to detract from the time that you need to do getting the traffic. Data. I'm going to dig into data a little bit more on another slide, but I'm probably going to repeat the same thing twice because it's that damn important. And if you take nothing else away from this call, there's really two things that I want you to take away from this call. One is you need to get into the lead generation business. And whether you're working with me and my company doing it or not, that's fine. Get into the lead generation business. It is a phenomenal opportunity. And data is one of the ways that you can succeed. The old world of just pushing traffic to someone else, some other website that's out of your control, you can't collect any of that information, you can't remarket to that information, that is going to hamstring your ability to succeed. And we'll talk about that a little bit further. Technology. I shared with you firsthand when I made that transition from the offline world to the online world, there was a learning curve. There was definitely a learning curve, and you can spend a lot of money on technology. Even if you're not doing something in the States or in the UK or wherever you might reside, and you're going to the Philippines or India, you're going to spend less money, but you're going to be spending a lot of time managing it yourself, dealing with perhaps communication issues, different time zones. And then as things evolve, as you discover a new traffic opportunity and need to evolve the technology, it's going to be more money that you're spending. And don't get me wrong, if you're good at technology, that is where you should focus. I mean, I think a lot of this in success in general is just about knowing what you're good at and making sure that you're focusing on the right things. Competition, this kind of goes without saying as well. This business is cutthroat. You always need to be optimizing. You need to be changing your landing pages. You need to be changing the way you're building your forms. We said before, traffic is everything. This is where everything begins. And you can get mired in this world of technology and going to find your buyers, trying to make all that stuff work, hiring salespeople. It's time spent away from traffic, and this is time spent away from you being successful. This is a slide that I wanted to spend a little time on, and this is one of those key points, those key takeaway points. So definitely pay attention to this, okay? This is all about the data. If you want to increase the enterprise value of your company, you do that by collecting data. So in this crazy graph that we got here, in the lower left you see something that symbolizes your traffic. So we have different sources of where your traffic might originate, and that's being pushed if you've been an affiliate, if you've been down the affiliate path to a quote-unquote network offer, and then it goes into this black box. So the network perhaps hosts this offer, the advertiser hosts the offer, and who knows what the person filled out on that form? Who knows if they filled out a full application and got accepted, and maybe your pixel didn't fire, aka maybe you weren't paid. You just don't know. Maybe the person was starting to fill out a form for auto insurance and their child was screaming and they had to run, and so they didn't get to the remainder of the pages, and accordingly they didn't complete the lead and you didn't get paid. But the difference is when you control your own traffic, and my software, Tom, the offer machine, gives you an opportunity to do that very easily, as I'll show you in a moment. You control the data. This can be a problem. You can't succeed in the space without it. Things are always changing. You want to make sure that your page displays properly on mobile. You want to make sure that if you need to change your form fields because your buyer requested a different field, you can go in and do that quickly and easily. You don't want to constantly be racking up new charges from your technological department. It is never ending, and it is slow. In my experience, all of the developers that I've worked with, they want to work on, and God bless them, they want to work on high-minded projects. They want to create the next Google, the next Instagram, the next Twitter. They want to create something massive. They don't necessarily they're not that motivated by going in and changing a field, changing a font, making something pink, in the background, doing the things that will make you more money. And so what I found to happen is that they will drag their feet. They will be slow. They won't get it done in time. And it's something that doesn't need to take that long. These were some of the lessons that we learned and resulted in us building our own platform.